So today I'm going to be changing the rear air springs on the GL 350 Blue Tech Mercedes 2014. First I'm starting off with tools from the trunk here. Tire iron, wheel holder, jacking it up, get the tire off. So I got the tire off. Put it underneath there for a little added security. There's really no place for jack stands that I know of. Here's the airbag. So we're replacing that today. There's an arm back in here. I'll show you from the other side that I'm going to be removing. And then take the airbag out. So I got a 2-pack off eBay of rear suspension springs. This is what you get. That's the top, that's the bottom. Notice that there's a larger point over here that goes in a slot inside the car. No one shows you this, but unscrew this guy with a 10mm wrench. Show this for the non-English speaking. 10mm, right there. That comes out. This end, there's a little brass ring on the end of it, right there at the little C. See the hole there? See if I can do this with one hand. But basically that just slides out and that little C comes out. You just put it back together, slide that on, make sure it goes the right direction. Put it back on. So you'll have to take that apart once you get the other one off and up in the car. And I will show you the connection next. I'm going to do the line last. I also forgot to show you, there's a cap cover and this goes up in the top. So this will go here, and the little rubber knobbies goes like that, and then that's the top. It'll screw into the car up above there. So once you get underneath, I did find a place to put a jack stand. I don't know how great that is, but at least I have something. This armature is going to need to be removed. It doesn't feel like there's anything here to remove. Once I figure out how that comes off, this airbag will come through this hole, and that's just blocking its path. Looks like there's a nut right here. So we'll swing that out of the way. It's probably a 10mm. Let's see. So it was a 10mm, but notice the direction of the armature. It's pointing in from the airbag, a V shape. If I can get that on film, but it looks kind of right. So 10mm should swing up out of your way. Should be able to get that through. Unless this whole thing has to come off. I hope not. We'll see. Notice some hissing once you start to loosen that bolt up. Let the air out of the bag. You want to take that brass fitting off and replace it with the new one, like I showed you earlier. So once you get that brass fitting out of there, you can push up through this hole here and shrink that down, and you're gonna slide it off to the side. You can pull it out, but I can't do that with just one hand. So I was having a little bit of trouble getting that broken free from. This is the new one. So this goes down inside here, so it's obviously in there pretty good. Had to break it free from the pin that it's sitting on. So I just took a pry bar, put it in here, and lifted it down. You could probably compress it down that way too. Now you can see that little flap, which is that guy right there. So now, let's see if we can't remove it. Well, it turns out if you raise your car up high enough, you can pull it out through that hole there. Not supposed to, but everybody else did it this way. But you just put that back on there like that. That's where the actuator is, the sensor. And put it back together, but I gotta clean up my hose, wherever that went. Here's that rubber. Take that sucker off. And my hose is up there somewhere. Can't see it right now. Just do it in reverse. Put this guy up there. So just put it, I'll put it on the new one first and put that in there. Thought I'd show you this. So surprisingly, this fits in there. Oh, I didn't get in the right spot. There. So it will go through that hole. Here's that nut, little washer, I don't know what you call it, compression fitting. I just moved it off with my finger and it snapped in half. So I am gonna use the new one. Alright, I put the new one on. Just slid the brass nut over and the little compression fitting and just slid it together and it'll compress into the new airbag. I mentioned earlier that there's a slot right there that goes in a certain direction. It goes in this slot here. Next, you're gonna want to take this off up there and replace it. Try to put the rubber on first before you put it in. So it does screw on, so you just gotta screw it up. Might need a screwdriver at the end. It's flathead. Get it up all the way. It's rather tight, but I think I got it. There, I think I got it all the way up. Now let's put the airbag in. I don't think I'm doing that on camera, but I think you get the idea. Just do the reverse of what you've been doing. Don't forget this. I'm gonna put that on the airbag. Lift it in place. Got it in there, but I got some extra space, so once I get the hose hooked up, I have to lower it down just a little bit to get it set right. So I'm putting the tire back on. This is that little tool that comes with Mercedes. It helps you guide your tire on. Works out pretty slick. I would suggest fastening that brass nut on prior to mounting it to the top. That was my only issue, but for the most part, we'll see how it goes here in a minute. Here's a star bit. I don't know if these are called Torx. Yeah, they're star bit. 20 to get that sensor off. There's 2 Torx. These little guys. Having done both sides now, I would strongly suggest you don't have to take the actuator off for the sensor height. I don't know if I can get at it from here, but it's back here. There it is, it's on my finger. You don't have to take that off. If you jack your car up like this, and as you're going up, get another jack stand over there, you can actually produce enough room right here to slide that in. So you don't have to take that actuator off. Secondly, as you're installing this, easiest way to get that air line back on again or off is just lift the bottom off and move it over the side and work at that 10mm nut and work on it from here. From under there, it's hard to get at. You can't really see if you got it down tight. If you get it up higher, you can really get at it. So yeah, take it out this way, put it back in this way, work on that nut first, or work on that white cap thing, this thing, get that in, and then replace that airline. Well, as you can see, I got it working. So I push it on the vehicle rising mode. Still raising up. It's pretty sweet. There, now it's done. Get a little vehicle lowering here in a second. So I don't know if you have this button, but I do. O-ring. Should just go to regular street driving. If you don't know, the vehicle rides in one, you can't go super fast. I don't really know, 10 miles an hour, probably about it. A little lower on its own if you try to speed up. But got done just in time for it to rain. See if it's still lowering. Oh, finished. So that's normal height. You might hear a big ping when you replace your air spring. So you can see, here's the old driver's side. This is the new passenger side. It'll pop and it'll go ping. Sounds really pretty bad, but that's just that expanding. Good luck on your project. I bought mine off eBay. I don't know if it says on the box. I don't know. I'll put my link to where I bought it from. Good luck with your project. One last thing, when you're working on your car, jack it up just enough before the tires come off the ground. Take your lug nuts out. Get your jack stands ready. Put your other jack stand over here underneath that mounting plate, jack stand plate, whatever you call it, jack plate. And then come back around and jack it up the rest of the way, and you'll have enough room to pull that airbag out right from the side. You don't have to take any of the actuator, diagnostic thing, whatever, out. And you're pretty much working everything from outside the car. You don't have to go underneath it, other than to line up that airbag to that slot. That's a helpful hint, and good luck. No crawling around on your back. This is what I mean. You get the tire off, jack it up higher after that, and then look at this room. It's huge. Pull it right out of there. I gotta let the air out of it, so I gotta loosen up that 10 millimeter nut. Then it'll come out once I let the air out of it. Good luck.